Welcome to Post Time. I'm Heather Vitale. The new Harrington Raceway meet begins tomorrow, August 19th. So to get psyched up for all the action that is to come, we're going to relive the incredible harness racing action that happened at the Delaware State Fair on Governor's Cup Day. Now, we've got a lot to get to today, so I just want you to kick back with your cotton candy and relax. Oh, you don't have any cotton candy? I'm sorry. Oh, I'll share mine with you. First up, it's a field of Delaware-owned trotters going behind the gate in the $30,000 Charles D. Murphy Memorial. This down to the last step event is a great way to kick off our exciting and extremely fun episode. Take it away, announcer Jack Gallagher.
They're off. There goes Ridgeway Springs out for the lead. Jam and Jack blown out of the water toward the inside. They make their way into the first turn, blown out of the water. With the rail, comes out on top. Jam and Jack races up on the outside to go after the lead. Ridgeway Springs back to third. Away fourth is Common Parlance, another 2 lengths. That's Fun Time Charlie at the end. Always a good time, and Mr. Right. They make their way up the backstretch, and getting the lead will be Jam and Jack. Blown out of the water, back to second and third, Ridgeway Springs. Common Parlance got away fourth. Opening quarter was 29 seconds, and Jam and Jack clear into that turn, opens up 2 lanes. Blown out of the water with Ridgeway Springs third, Common Parlance fourth. Behind Common Parlance, that's Fun Time Charlie. At the end, always a good time, Mr. Right. They come toward the top of the stretch the first time on their way toward the half, and Jam and Jack leads by 2 lanes. Blown out of the water sits in second, followed by Ridgeway Springs in third. Racing up on the outside now. Here's Always a Good Time up into fourth. Following that move is Mr. Right. Then it's Common Parlance. Out from last is Fun Time Charlie. 58 3/5. They make the way into the turn. And Jam and Jack leads it by a length and a half. Blown out of the water. On the outside, that's Always a Good Time into third. Down inside, Ridgeway Springs fourth, right alongside Mr. Right. Then comes Fun Time Charlie racing outside of Common Parlance. They make the way midway up the backstretch, approaching 3/4. Jam and Jack. Jam and Jack by about a length. Always a Good Time races on the outside. Blown out of the water, rates right there. Falling outside is Mr. Right in fourth. Down inside, locked in fifth. That's Ridgeway Springs, 3/4, 128 2/5 coming toward the top of the stretch with Jam and Jack having the lead, turning for home. Jam and Jack by about a length. Always a Good Time. Blown out of the water is there. They straighten away, and it's Jam and Jack with the lead. Jam and Jack blown out of the water down the passing lane, coming toward the wire. Jam and Jack blown out of the water. They come to the wire, blown out of the water.
Blown out of the water wins by a neck for owners Howard and Linda Deggy. The Will Reynolds trainee got a great trip and crossed the wire in 1:57 with Tony Morgan in the driver's seat.
They straighten away, and it's Jam and Jack with the lead. Jam and Jack blown out of the water down the passing lane, coming toward the wire. Jam and Jack blown out of the water. They come to the wire, blown out of the water.
Just saw the Charles D. Murphy Memorial, and yes, it's the same gentleman who Murphy's Race Sportsbook and Grill is named after. It's a great place to hang with friends while you watch and wager on sports and racing action from all over the country. And it's located right at Harrington Raceway. And just so you know, our half-mile harness oval begins their exciting live racing for the fall meet tomorrow. That's Monday, August 19th. The live racing schedule this week is Monday and Tuesday. Each evening, the first race post times at 4:30 p.m. And don't forget, there is always free parking and free admission at Harrington Raceway. For more information, just call 302-398-RACE or visit them on the web at harringtonraceway.com. Welcome back to Post Time. I'm Heather Vitale. I heard this famous fair saying that goes like this: I never met a
French fry, or a Ferris wheel I didn't like. You know what? Add fierce, first state, four-legged females to that list.
And watching a group of Delaware-owned equine ladies strut their stuff is exactly what we're going to do right now, as we go to post at Harrington Raceway from Fair Day for the $30,000 Thurmond Adams Jr. Memorial Legislators Cup.
They're off. There goes Artrageous out with She's a Rocker toward the inside. Narita Franco moves up between horses with the rail. That's Canadian Rocker. They speed into the first turn. Narita Franco up to get the lead. Artrageous right alongside. That's Canadian Rocker in third. Up into fourth, She's a Rocker gets right in front of Apple Hanover. Court outside right now is Delishka. Then comes going again the trailer Valuable Art. They race up the backstretch. And Artrageous up to get the lead. Artrageous 2 lengths. Narita Franco is back to second, opening quarter 27 and 1/5. They make the way around the turn and getting clear by 2.5 lengths. That's Artrageous. Narita Franco is there. Canadian Rocker now back to third. On the outside and moving up from last is Delishka. Field makes the way by the stands now, coming over toward the half, and it's Artrageous with that lead. It's about 1.5 lengths. Narita Franco, a rough go for Delishka, followed by She's a Rocker. Down inside, Canadian Rocker 5th, alongside in 6th, that's going again. After that comes Apple Hanover on the outside. The trailer is Valuable Art. 56 and 2/5 on the way over toward the back stretch. The leader is Artrageous, just a 1/2 length. Racing on the outside the whole way, Delishka down toward the rail, Narita Franco. Outside and fourth, She's a Rocker. She's a Rocker might have to go 3 wide somewhere along the way. They make the way toward 3/4, and it's Artrageous and Delishka. 3/4, 125. They make the way into the final turn. Artrageous still on top. Here's that 3 wide attempt from She's a Rocker waiting inside. Narita Franco, Delishka between horses. They come to the top of the stretch now, and Artrageous comes off the turn leading by almost 2 lengths. It's Artrageous. She's a Rocker on the far outside. Narita Franco toward the rail. Delishka between horses coming toward the wire. Artrageous has got it. Artrageous in front, Narita Franco, and She's a Rocker.
Artrageous was outrageous. Owned by Bonnie Benson, John Johansson, Holly Case, and her trainer, Andrew Stafford, she did the work on the front and crossed the wire in 1:53.1. It was a packed winner circle with our Delaware legislators joining the winning connections in Victory Lane for this celebration. In the driver's seat for this big event was Art Stafford Jr.
You got anything you want to say about that win?
She's just been solid all year. My brother had her ready to go, and she raced good today. She was good.
Once again, we would like to say thank you to our legislators for coming out to support our important agricultural industry during the Delaware State Fair and all year long. We are proud that our elected officials recognize and appreciate the economic impact and the jobs horse racing produces in our great state. In addition to Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long and Governor John Carney talking with horsemen and fans all night and enjoying the action on the racetrack, starring our locally owned and bred trotters and pacers, another very special guest came out for racing at the Delaware State Fair, and that was the United States Secretary of Agriculture, Sonny Perdue.
So this is a treat on my Facebook Live. So this is Secretary Perdue, and he is the Secretary of Agriculture for like the entire United States.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow! What are you doing here?
We're coming to the fair. We love the fair. 100 years. I mean, Delaware State Fair. Where else would I want to be tonight?
Absolutely no place else but right here. Are you having a good time?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we were busy with the kids, both FFA and 4-H, and so all their projects, and been over to the livestock barn. So we're going to the auction after the races. So it's all good.
Is this your first time in Delaware?
No, I was actually at the fair 2 years ago. So
okay.
we're a return visitor.
Okay. What do you think about the horse racing? Because I'm a harness chick, you know, so.
Well, actually, I love the harness races. We had a training facility where I'm from in Georgia, in Hawkinsville, Georgia, where they'd come down during the winter.
Yeah.
And I'd go watch them train down there. So I don't get to many real races, but we love to watch the trainers.
So cool. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Oh my god, how cool is this? How cool. Am I like, oh my god, I am the coolest girl in
happened. And just so all you post-time fans know, next week we'll have more Governor's Day action from the Delaware State Fair when we bring you the $100,000 three-year-old finals of the Delaware Standardbred Breeders' Fund. Plus, next week, we'll see a very, very special presentation from Governor John Carney and Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long to one of our local drivers, Montrell Teague, that happened at the Delaware State Fair. So much is going on next week's show, but don't go away just yet because there's still more on today's episode, including the President's Cup and the Governor's Cup. So stick around, we're coming right back. Welcome back to Post Time. We are in the FFA 4-H building at the Delaware State Fair. And I have to tell you about this incredible blue ribbon display. Thank you so much to the Lake Forest High School for putting this together. This is a super cool and beautiful landscape display by a local Future Farmers of America group. Since it was the 100th anniversary of the Delaware State Fair, and harness racing has been a huge part of our yearly celebration here in Harrington, Lake Forest High School had a vintage sulky as part of the centerpiece with flowers all around and a slideshow of old win photos and harness racing themed pictures being presented in the background. Thank you again to the Lake Forest High School Future Farmers of America for making this incredible standardbred sport-themed display. From a sulky sitting still to 8 that are in action behind the starting gate, let's pace right into the $20,000 President's Cup at Harrington Raceway from Governor's Day during the Delaware State Fair.
There off, there goes Proper One out for that lead toward the inside. That's Little Ben. Along the rail, Bobby the Greek moves up a bit. They race into the first turn, and Proper One from the outside has gone up and gotten the lead. Little Ben gets away second. Bobby the Greek races third. In fourth, that's Extreme Machine. Make that Daddy Mall, followed by Extreme Machine. Then comes Remember Me, VKD Day Hill is way back there last. They make the way by the opening quarter. And with the lead, that's Proper One. Little Ben sits in second. Quarter time was 27 4/5. Field makes the way around the far turn. The leader is Proper One. It's a length and a half. Sitting in second, Little Ben, followed by Bobby the Greek, who races in third. Then comes Daddy of 'em All in fourth, making the way by the stands, coming toward the half. And on top, that's Proper One. That lead is about a length and a half. Sitting in second, Little Ben, 2 more lengths back. That's Bobby the Greek in third, racing fourth. Daddy of 'em All to the outside, followed by Extreme Machine. Then it's Remember Me, VK, 3 or 4 lengths to the trailer, D-Day Hill. 56 3/5 into that first turn once again, with Proper One continuing to lead it. Little Ben is there. Racing on the outside, Daddy of 'em All. Down inside is Bobby the Greek. Right alongside comes Extreme Machine. Then it's Remember Me, VK, dropping out of it steadily is D-Day Hill. They continue up the backstretch. As they approach 3/4, the lead is down to a neck for Proper One. Right up alongside, that's Daddy of 'em All. 3/4 and 124 3/5. They make their way around the final turn. Proper One with the lead. It's a little bit more than a length. Daddy of 'em All ready to get loose. Little Ben, they're at the top of the stretch. They turn for home, and Proper One comes off the turn, leading by a length and a half. Angling toward the passing lane, here comes Little Ben. Little Ben coming down the inside. Proper One fights hard. Little Ben beats Proper One. Up for third is Bobby the Greek in 152.
Little Ben, owned by Joanne Looney King, picks up the President's Cup victory in 152. It was another jubilant winner circle as the 8-year-old pacer from the Jim King Jr. stable entered victory lane for a picture. Little Ben was driven to victory by Tim Tetrick, who is presently on the Harness Racing Hall of Fame ballot.
What happened in that race?
We got a good way good, and we followed Proper One, and we had enough go to get up the inside and beat Proper One. Race good.
By Jim King Jr. Driven to victory by Tim Tetrick.
Now, was that all luck?
No, it was all skill. The horse had it all.
I helped him.
Horse skill.
What about the training?
I'm the co-pilot, and here's the pilot.
What would you have to say about that race?
I thought it was phenomenal. I did not expect them to win, but I'm so blessed to have this horse in the stable.
And you?
I just love that race.
Today's show is full of great action from the Delaware State Fair. But of course, our Kent County half-mile Delaware track always hosts awesome action on their live racing cards. And the man who is behind the scenes putting together a super program of standardbred excitement is Mark Short, the racing secretary at Harrington Raceway. Mark has grown up in the sport and puts his passion of harness racing into everything he does, including his art. And it showed as he won 3 blue ribbons at the Delaware State Fair. He got top prize for an acrylic painting, a beautiful piece of work featuring Mike Cole as he walked a horse toward the track at Dover Downs. The decoupage category was another blue ribbon for Mark as he decorated a tissue box with old pari-mutuel tickets. This is so cool. And Mark also took home bragging rights for the Best Christmas Wreath Decor category with this beautiful piece of work, which will be auctioned off for charity in Lexington this fall. Thank you to Mark for all you do in our sport, and congratulations on receiving your well-deserved blue ribbons at the fair. We do have to take a little break, but first, let's check out the talents of James Witherite, our special guest bugler from Governor's Cup night at the fair. James is the best. We love having him out for our Delaware State Fair. Okay, now, for real, we have to take a break, but coming up, it's our centerpiece of Governor's Day racing at Harrington. And what would that be? The Governor's Cup, of course. Stick around, we'll be right back. I'm Heather Vitale. Welcome back to Post Time and the Delaware State Fair. Strap in and hold on. It's time for the Governor's Cup! I hope you're ready for this super talented field of first state pacers competing for the winner's share of the $40,000 purse and hometown bragging rights.
They're off. There goes Late Mail off of the lead. Wichita lineman moves out. Sicily rushes up along the inside. And Sicily with a short lead. Late Mail right up alongside. Dropping in there third. That's Abby Dorney. Gets in front of Always Rock and Roll, who's fourth. Racing up in fifth along the inside. That's Silver Fox Jay. Outside now dropping in is Going Down Rockin' in front of the trailers, which back there taking back is Wichita lineman, followed by Q's Cruz. Field makes the way by the opening quarter, and Sicily comes out on top, followed by Late Mail. Quarter time, 27 3/5. They make the way on the far turn. It's Sicily by a length and a half. Late Mail is there, 2 lengths further back. That's Abby Dorney, a big gap back. Always Rock and Roll is fourth on the outside. That's Wichita lineman, followed by Q's Cruz. Then it's Silver Fox J. The trailer is Going Down Rockin'. The field comes over toward the half. On top and getting a breather right now is Sicily. Sicily rushing up is Wichita lineman. That's Late Mail toward the rail. Q's Cruz follows in fourth. Down inside fifth, that's Abby Dorney, 57-1. So 29-3 on that second quarter. Around that first turn once again toward the back stretch. It's Sicily. Sicily by about a length. Racing on the outside, Wichita lineman. Late Mail has the rail. Q's Cruz is second over, ready to move at any time. They continue up the backstretch toward three quarters. and it's Sicily with Wichita Lyman on the outside. Right there is Late Mail, Q's Cruise, second over down inside, fifth Abby Dorning, third over, that's going down, rocking 125-1. They make the way around the final turn. It's Sicily. Here comes the three wide Q's Cruise. Waiting is Late Mail. They're coming to the top of the stretch. Sicily should have plenty left. Late Mail with a good trip. They turn for home. Sicily. Here's Late Mail coming to the outside. They come toward the wire. Sicily is still there. Sicily with Late Mail coming on the outside. It'll be Sicily, Late Mail, and Q's Cruise.
Sicily goes from wire to wire for owners Legacy Racing of Delaware and Reggie Hazard to cross the wire in 1:52-2 and become the 2019 Governor's Cup champion. The 7-year-old is trained by Wayne Gibbons, who is presented along with the other connections of this great pacer with a trophy from our Delaware Governor, John Carney. Let's send it over to Assistant General Manager of Harrington Raceway, Matt Sparacino, for an interview with winning driver Vic Kirby.
I'm joined by winning driver Victor Kirby, who is used to driving Sicily. You've driven him much of the year. Tell us about him.
I mean, he's a pretty easy horse to drive because he can leave so fast. And having the inside tonight, we had to use it to our advantage. And I'm just glad I got back here because I ain't been here in a couple years on fair night.
Well, Vic, Sicily has been a top free-for-all type on the local circuit for the last several years. Wayne Gibbons, a top trainer. You had a pretty comfortable lead. How do you feel going into the stretch?
When I got that breather at the half, I felt real good. And all the credit to Wayne, Reggie, the whole crew for keeping him sharp week in, week out. Some weeks don't work out for the best, but I'm glad tonight did.
Well, congratulations to Vic Kirby, Team Gibbons on the Governor's Cup win.
Enjoyed the past half an hour as we relived the fun and action from Harrington Raceway during the Delaware State Fair. Now remember that our Kent County half-mile oval begins their new meet tomorrow. That's August 19th.
The live racing schedule this week is Monday and Tuesday. Each evening, the first race post times at 4:30 p.m. And don't forget, there is always free parking and free admission at Harrington Raceway. For more information, just call 302-398-RACE or visit them on the web at harringtonraceway.com.
Have a wonderful week. I will see you at the track, and God bless.